Chapter 8. Gabriella's mother had called Hannah's parents and made arrangement for her to stay for a movie night. Just as Hannah and Gabriella had dressed, Gabriella got a ping on her phone. "It's the boys," Gabriella said. "Not yours. He hasn't arrived yet. I hope he comes before the guest gets here. I don't want my mother nosing around up here." "How are they going to get in if they don't come through the front?" Hannah asked. "These old buildings have a back entrance. There is a staircase that takes them all around and up to my residence. Like that my mother thinks I'm in the room when I'm not. I can come and go when I want to, and she's none the wiser." "How is it that your parents don't know about this entrance?" "It was my grandmother's mansion, and she showed me all these keen places I could hide and how I could hide my boyfriends from my parents. My grandmother was very progressive. She didn't believe in a girl being a virgin until she married. She said a woman needed to be in love and have sex and an orgasm with the intended man before she married. Otherwise, a woman could spend her life unfulfilled." "You talk as if sex and love are all there is to life." "My grandmother would say that it is. How else are you to know what men to stay clear of or who to marry? You have to have good sex, even if it's the kind you see in that movie about bondage. There are some strange men out there. A lot of Christian Greys lurking around waiting to tie a woman up, whip her ass and fuck her senseless. I wished I had one, but all I get are these boys that I have to teach how to satisfy me." "Why would you want a man like that?" "Because being a virgin is stupid in this technology age. No men want virgins. And no woman wants a boy who doesn't know what his dick and tongue are for." Hannah sat glued to her seat, leaning wide-eyed. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. What had she been doing all this time that she didn't know these things? She had your head in a book. Not all life is in a book. At least not the one she had been reading. She had been reading the Jane Austen books, and that was another century. Now this was the 21st century, and she had been left behind. "You can't learn about life and sex in your father's house, Hannah," she heard Gabriella say, interrupting her thoughts. "But you live with your parents, Gabriella. And that's why I'm getting out. Do you want to come with me?" "Where?" "I've convinced my parents to buy me an apartment with the money my grandmother left me. When I graduate from college, I'll have access to some of it, but now I need some privacy, where I don't have to sneak my boys into the house. Not that my parents don't know what I'm doing, but I get tired of playing their games like I'm still innocent and a virgin. I wish I could. But I can't. I can't afford to pay rent." "Does it look like I'm asking for rent? I just need your company, and I don't want to be alone with all those murders going on out there. There have been 3 young women and 3 older men killed within a month. We are targets for that animal." "Then why not stay with your parents until the police catch him?" "That could be forever. And I can't live my life being afraid. What do you say, are you coming with me?" Gabriella placed her hands together as she lay across the bed. "Please. Please. I'm begging you." "I guess so. But how am I going to tell my parents? And I need to get a job first." "Good. Now that's done." Gabriella glanced at her phone. She had a message, and she looked around as Chase, Brian, and Justin were walking up the back way. "Let's go meet them." It seems that Justin got here just in time. Hannah wasn't as thrilled as she thought she should be. And Gabriella grabbed Hannah's hand and led her through a maze of stairs and down to the door that opened up to a dark courtyard. When she opened the door, all the guys stood there smiling, except for Justin. He wasn't one to smile all the time. He smiled with his eyes as he watched Hannah. "Come in," Gabriella said, "but keep quiet until enough people come and muffle our voices." "I thought you got it straight with your parents that you would be dating," Chase said, none too happy about hiding. "I guess I can take that you didn't tell your parents about me too," Brian said. "Yes? But I said that you were a friend. Chase snickered at the admission. He felt that he had a chance since he was considered a boyfriend and not just a friend. I'm not a friend. I have as much right to you as Chase here. They were in Gabriella's room. Keep it quiet, Brian, you're a friend with benefits, Gabriella said, moving into Brian's chest and pressing her body into him, giving him her tongue as he sucked it, and then she turned away and met Chase standing waiting his turn. Pulling away with a smile on her face, she announced, I'm getting an apartment next week, and there will be no need for anyone to act like the jilted lover. And Gabriella took Hannah's hand and said, Hannah's going to be my roommate. I thought we could be your roomies, Chase said, looking at Brian as Justin and Hannah sat on one of the small love seats in Gabriella's room watching them. Come, let's go to the screening room, Gabriella said, and they all walked across the large hall into the movie room. This is just like a movie theater, but you don't have all the people talking and annoying you with their smartphones. What shall we watch? Something with action and adventure, Justin said. Typical male. Not tonight, Hannah said, feeling a little more relaxed as she sat in one of the chairs next to Justin. He placed his hand on hers and she pulled it away. When Chase and Brian took their respective seats, leaving one in the middle vacant for Gabriella, she called down for the pizza, popcorn, and sodas. Then she came back and put in a DVD, and they sat and watched Game of Thrones. That was something they all could relate to and discuss afterward. It had everything. Love, sex, death, and White Walkers, the undead. They would binge watch until dawn. At least that was their intentions. When Season 1 finished and Season 2 of Game of Thrones was beginning, Jovani Nightingale was ringing the doorbell to Gabriella's parents' home, and the maid answered the door.